day and age, even the Pope and the British monarchy have Facebook and Twitter. But for some Jews, maintaining a 3,000-year-old system of writing is a way of life. 37-year-old Sebastian Grimberg studied to be a sofer or scribe. It took him 5 years to dominate the technique of copying the Torah, almost the same way it was done when Moses was alive. That is to say, manually, on 62 parchment scrolls and with special ink, whose formula dates from biblical times. Not an easy task. There are more than 3,000 letters in the Torah, and every single one of them must be handwritten correctly, according to 4,000 rules. No mistakes accepted.
If a letter, for example, looks like another, that invalidates the whole Torah. You can't just say, well, 3,004 and 804 letters are okay and one is not. Therefore, the majority is correct. The whole Torah will be worthless until that one letter is corrected, because it has to be complete and wholesome.
Mistakes can be corrected, but not simply erased. They're peeled off with a razor and rewritten. But there's one exception.
If you make a mistake while writing God's name, you cannot erase it. It's the only word you cannot erase from the Torah. In that case, you bury that soiled parchment, which in Hebrew is called Jeriah, or put it somewhere, to keep it from being thrown in the garbage, which is an unworthy place for a sacred text. The scribe then rewrites the whole parchment.
So why go to so much trouble when computers and printers could do all the work? Grimberg says there's a special feeling about keeping alive a sacred tradition handed down by Moses.
Doing the same thing as our fathers, grandfathers, and great-grandfathers, all the way back to when Moses lived, 3,300 years ago. That's what unites us throughout all these generations.
It takes Sebastian 1 year to complete a Torah, copy it, sew it, and revise it. Luckily, computer programs can be used for spell check, but corrections are still done the old-fashioned way. Sofers also produce smaller sacred texts used for prayer and to protect the house. Sometimes it takes longer to produce a Torah. In Argentina, many Jewish communities like to participate in the process by touching the hand of the sofer while he's writing the sacred words. This is Monica Yanakiev for JN1 in Buenos Aires.